All right, today we're jumping into a really profound concept from M. Scott Peck's classic, The Road Less Traveled. We're talking about grace. Now, this is a force, he argues, is quietly shaping all of our lives, whether we even notice it or not.
Okay, so to really get this, we're going to start by flipping a very common question completely on its head.
You know, we spend so much time asking why things go wrong, why we get sick, why our relationships fall apart. But Peck says, hey, maybe we're all asking the wrong question. The real mystery isn't why we break down. The true miracle, he says, is our resilience. I mean, think about it. Despite all the trauma, the hardship, the adversity in the world, so many of us manage to function, to love, to find some joy. On paper, a lot of us should be deeply damaged, but we're not. We heal, and that, Peck says, is the real mystery. And what does he call this mysterious capacity? He calls it grace. And here's the key. It's not something you can just muscle through with willpower. It's more like a supportive force that partners with our efforts, lifting us up and pushing us toward wholeness in ways we can't always explain. So, grace, it's a nice idea, right? But is it just a concept, or can you actually see it at work? Well, Peck argues that if you just know where to look, you can see it all around you and inside you. He points to 3 key places. First off, just look at our own resilience. A cut heals, a bone mends. Our bodies have this incredible built-in drive to repair themselves. Well, Peck says the mind, the psyche, works the exact same way. This incredible ability to mend against all the odds, that's a direct sign of grace in action. Next up, it shows up in our unconscious mind. Now, a lot of us think of the unconscious as this dark, spooky basement for all our fears. But Peck saw it completely differently. He saw it as an active, intelligent partner, a spiritual guide. It's that little nudge, that gut feeling, that weird dream that tells you a hard truth you need to hear. That's grace talking to you from the inside. And finally, there's serendipity. You know those moments, right? You run into the exact right person, you stumble upon a book that completely changes your life. These coincidences that feel way too perfect to be random. Peck suggests they aren't just random chance. They're little nudges from grace, hinting that we're not alone on our path. Okay, now this is where the idea gets really interesting. Peck doesn't just see grace as this gentle, supportive background noise. He frames it as a powerful, active force that's in a constant battle with a fundamental law of the universe. Peck doesn't mince words here. He says our natural default setting is a kind of spiritual laziness. We tend to take the easy way out, the path of least resistance. Now, he's not saying this is a moral failing. He's saying it's just our natural tendency, and it's actually linked to a scientific principle. And here's the central conflict in a nutshell. You've got entropy. That's the second law of thermodynamics. Basically, it's the tendency for everything to move from order to disorder. Left to its own devices, everything falls apart. Your room gets messy, right? That's entropy. That's our natural drift. And then you have grace, which is the complete opposite. It's this miraculous anti-entropic force that is constantly pulling us upward toward growth, order, and healing. So while our natural tendency is just to be lazy and drift with entropy, Peck makes a really sharp distinction here. The true opposite of grace isn't just laziness. It's what he calls evil. And for him, that means the active and willful choice to fight against that upward pull, to cling to lies, and to destroy love, all to protect a fragile, false version of yourself. So, what does this all mean for us? Well, it means we're constantly in the middle of this cosmic tug-of-war. Grace is always available, always pulling us up, while entropy is always pulling us down. And that means we are faced with a fundamental choice, every single day. And let's be honest, we resist it. A lot. But why? Well, it pretty much boils down to fear. We're scared of change, even if it means leaving behind a familiar pain. We're scared of taking full responsibility for our own lives. We're scared of the vulnerability that real love requires. And maybe most of all, we're scared of the hard, painful truths that real growth demands we look at. But here's the good news. We can choose to open that door. Welcoming grace isn't about just sitting back and waiting. It's an active choice. It means practicing radical honesty, especially when it hurts. It means owning our choices. It means choosing the difficult truth over the easy comfort zone. And finally, it means letting go a little, surrendering in trust and allowing a process that's wiser than we are to unfold. Okay, so far we've been talking about grace on a pretty personal level. But for this final section, Peck does something incredible. He zooms all the way out and connects our personal struggles to the story of the entire cosmos.
Peck suggests that this anti-entropic force, the same one that helps us heal from our wounds, is the very same force driving the evolution of the entire universe. From this perspective, evolution isn't just a series of random accidents, it's a graceful, directional push, from chaos toward complexity, from simple matter toward life, and ultimately toward consciousness and love itself.
So here's the big takeaway. Your personal journey, your choice to take the road less traveled, it's not a solo mission. When you choose to grow, to face the truth, to love more deeply, you're doing more than just improving your own life. You are actively taking part in the sacred story of cosmic evolution. You are helping the universe become more aware of itself. And that leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought. Grace isn't some passive comfort blanket. It's an active, evolutionary invitation. It is the universe itself calling us to grow, to become more. The only question left is the one right there on the screen. The universe is evolving. Will you?